Have you been waiting, wondering, who's going to make the first move in my love story? Here's a powerful sign from Allah you need to hear today. Your soulmate is already close, and Allah is preparing their heart to take that first step toward you. Watch closely, because there are confirmations all around you, little signs, little sparks, that show you it's about to happen. So stay patient, stay pure, stay connected to Allah, because when the time is right, you won't need to chase it. Your soulmate will move first, by Allah's will. Don't miss these confirmations. Keep watching to find out what they are. Part 1. When waiting becomes silence. Silence isn't absence, it's divine preparation. You don't hear anything right now. No signs, no answers. No soon in sight. Only silence. But maybe silence isn't emptiness. Maybe silence is the answer. And maybe the stillness is not your punishment, but your protection. You see, what feels like being forgotten is often where Allah is doing His most sacred work. Have you ever tried to plant something, only to dig it up before it ever had a chance to grow? That's what impatience does to your heart. But Allah, Ar-Rahman, does not work with haste. He works with perfect mercy. So when you feel like nothing is moving, when the person you prayed for hasn't arrived, when your heart aches from a loneliness no one sees, stop, pause, breathe, because He sees. And maybe, just maybe, what you think is a delay is His delicate process of preparing you to bloom. The ache of longing. There's a kind of pain no one talks about. Not heartbreak, but the ache before the heart even begins. The ache of longing, of waiting, of praying for someone you haven't even met, and you wonder, does Allah hear the prayers I whisper under my breath? The ones I don't even finish? The ones I cry while pretending I'm okay? Yes, because Allah listens even when your lips stay closed. He responds even when your words are broken. And He sees you even when the world doesn't. You think no one notices how much you carry in silence, but the one who named Himself Al-Latif, the subtle one, knows every invisible burden you wear like a second skin. And when you whisper, "Ya Allah, I'm tired of being unseen," He responds, not with noise, but with an unseen mercy guiding your steps. The confusion of invisibility, it's hard, isn't it? To feel like you're always almost seen. To be in rooms where people hear your words, but not your heart. To walk through life as if you're waiting for someone to finally say, "I see you, I feel what you're not saying." But what if Allah is deliberately hiding you? What if your invisibility is actually His veil of protection? Because the right eyes will not find you until your soul is fully dressed in the light Allah is tailoring for you. Not love dressed in trauma, not attraction disguised as healing, but divine alignment. That doesn't need to be chased. He is not hiding you to punish you. He is covering you until someone comes who will see you as He sees you. Until then, your invisibility is not a rejection. It is an incubation, a sacred womb where your du'as grow into reality. You think you are waiting for a sign, but perhaps the sign is waiting for you. Sacred waiting feels like doing nothing. But in the language of Allah, waiting is worship. It is sabr. It is trusting the writer of your story even when the pages look blank. Let me tell you something your heart needs to know. Your hidden prayers matter. Even the quiet ones, especially the quiet ones. Because what you're asking for, it's not simple. You're not just asking for a person. You're asking for peace, for safety, for someone whose presence feels like coming home, and Allah doesn't rush home building. He builds foundations, deep and solid. He protects both of you from premature love. Because premature love, it burns fast, it blinds you, and it leaves ashes where you were meant to bloom. So maybe He's not delaying, He's protecting. Allah protects you from premature love you don't know what He's saving you from. Maybe the love you wanted at 22 would have destroyed the woman you were meant to become at 30. Maybe the one you cried for last year was the very one Allah pulled from your life so you could heal before bonding. Because trauma bonding feels like love, but divine love waits for healing. And maybe the one written for you is still healing too. Still learning how to speak gently. Still learning how to choose faith over ego. Still learning how to carry you with softness and intention. So Allah, in His mercy, withholds you from each other until the healing has reached both of your hearts. Don't you see? He's not saying no. He's saying, not until you both become who I know you can be. The purpose behind being unseen, there's a kind of love, Allah writes, that doesn't demand attention. It begins with solitude, with quiet hours no one sees, with conversations between your soul and your Lord, and that's why you feel like you're unseen, because He's teaching you. Your worth is not defined by visibility, not on social media, not in someone's eyes, not in romantic attention. Your worth is defined by your worship, by your purity, by the parts of you that no one claps for but Allah sees. That's where real love begins. What Allah is shaping, you hide your heartbreaks, you hide your desires, you hide your questions and your dreams. And what you hide, that's what Allah is shaping. He shapes you when you walk away from what tempts you. He shapes you when you delete the number, when you close the haram chapter without closure, when you choose dignity over desperation, faith over fear, saber over shortcuts. Every time you pick tawakkul instead of panic, a piece of your future is being built. So let the silence be sacred. Let it raise you, shape you, prepare you, because the one you're praying for, they'll see the light in you because it was lit in the dark. You are not behind. One of Shaitan's greatest lies is this: everyone else is ahead of you. Look, they're married. They have someone. You're alone. But what if you're not behind? What if your journey is just different? What if what looks like delay is really divine design? Because Allah doesn't rush His favorites, He perfects them. He lets them walk slowly so they don't trip into the wrong arms. And remember this: just because someone has a person doesn't mean they have peace. You're not behind. You're being tailored, handcrafted by Al-Khaliq. Let that be enough for now. The divine pause. Sometimes we think we're waiting for love.
But really, love is waiting for us to heal, to surrender, to drop our timelines and pick up tawakkul. Because when your heart is still half dependent on people, Allah pauses the story. He won't let you ruin what's sacred with
an ego that still wants control. You think you're waiting for someone else, but maybe Allah is waiting for you to become the version of you that can hold what you asked for. You think you are waiting for a sign, but perhaps the sign is waiting for you. Closing whispers. So tonight, when it feels like silence again, don't panic, don't despair, don't question your worth. Remember, silence isn't absence, it's divine preparation. Your hidden prayers matter. Allah is protecting you from premature love and misaligned paths. And maybe, just maybe, the sign you're waiting for is waiting for you too. So prepare, because when it comes, it will not confuse you. It will not compete with your peace. It will come gently, flowing, aligned, like dua returning in the form of a soul.